Howdy and hello. Oh, we'll share it on Twitter. No music tonight. I'm just not feeling it. Oh, goodness gracious. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling I'm going to have one quick little pinch of tobacco in this pipe, and hopefully it makes it all the way through to the end of the show. That's what I'm feeling. Looking forward to hearing Willie and John having a good time. That's what I'm looking forward to. Brought out a cigar. Brought out a lighter. Got all the way out here, got set up, got ready to go. My wife says, let's do something for dinner. For the most part, that's a good thing. I like dinner. Please, can I eat? I'm literally trying to hit the start button when she asks, let's do dinner. Okay, babe. Sure. So that's why this is the tailgate that almost didn't happen. As all of you know, Holly always takes priority. You know, happy wife, no gong show at night with the cast iron skillet. And as I've pointed out a few times, she knows where most of my guns are and all of hers, so it's not like I'm going to avoid something. What I'm trying to avoid is pain. Lots of pain. Anyways, hey, there's two of us here. I know, I started at an off time. I'm fairly certain that people think I'm not here. And of course, Willie and John will be here. Well, not here. They'll be going live. I know, I started at least 10 minutes late. And it bugged me. Even worse was yesterday. Stumbo had done something so nice. Sent me some tobacco to try. And then made sure that I knew that I had never tailgated for him. I'm a crappy friend. I'll admit it. I gotta make sure the chat box is on. Nobody seems to want to chat, so hey. Hey, there we go. Somebody's finally chatting. Howdy, JB. And wow, bad day to be on kind of a weird time slot so that Paul and Boris are not here. Nobody click on that bot stuff. We'll get it all worked out eventually. JB, how are you doing today, sir? Great to have you aboard. Howdy, Jeff. Great to see you, sir. How are you doing today? Hopefully everybody is having a blessed day. I know I am. JB, I am extremely jealous. You got to do a little hike. I can barely walk from my house to the end of the street and back without hurting. It's because of the knee. I know it's the knee, but hearing people going for hot hikes or lunting or walking in. Hey, I don't know what that damn noise was about, but there it is. I now know what it's about. Yay. James! Howdy, sir. Great to see you, James. Yeah. You know, it's my own fault. Well, sort of. You know what? It's been a while. I haven't told the story of the knee in a while, so let me go ahead and tell the story. I had a Harley. I don't know if I have a picture of it here that I can share with you. There are pictures, but I don't have any on the Prism app to share with you. It was a 2006 Street Bob Harley. Seriously, Dyna Street Bob. And I put a few modifications on it, no big deal. Made it from a single seat to 2 seats, that way Holly could go with me. And one afternoon, I decided, you know what, the weather's nice. It was this type jacket at 80 mile an hour weather in February. Which, okay, South Texas has that weather from time to time. I didn't have to put on a big, thick, heavy jacket and gloves or nothing like that. I could have gone with a thin jacket. I still went with a motorcycle jacket, but I didn't need to. Big difference there. Need and do it for your own safety. And probably a damn good thing that I did it for my own safety. So I took off from the west side of Houston, and I started towards San Antonio. 200 miles one way. Jumped on the bike, and away I went. Now at 80 miles an hour, it doesn't take long to get there. Just saying. Get there. Take on a tank of gas. Make one little quick little U-turn. Turn around. 80 mile an hour straight back. Just because I could do it. Had nothing to do with what were you going for or where were you going. I just felt like going for a ride. Nice, straight, just open it out, me against the wind. Great. Loved it. The problem was, when I got back to Houston, my exit was 2 exits past a certain mall, and it was right at about 6 o'clock in the evening. Big mistake. And actually, I think it was March. February stands out in my head, but it might have been March. Doesn't matter the month. It does not matter. That I don't remember the date shows you that there was no special reason for the date or nothing. It's just another day that ended in Y. So I get back to Houston, and I'm trying to angle in towards my desired exit. And about 40 cars are getting on the freeway, and they are steadily trying to jump over as hard as they can. So instead of trying to fight with steel wrapped around flesh while I am flesh wrapped around a chunk of steel, I moved over a little bit farther, kept moving over to the faster lane, to the faster lane, to the faster lane. Well, next exit, because the way the exits were designed, where the entrance and the exit are right in the same area. JB, you didn't miss the story. I just barely got there. So instead of trying to be some asshole bike rider that runs up and cuts everybody off, 18 lanes of traffic to cut across at the last possible second, and you do that, and I said, you know what? Screw it. I'll go down to another exit. I'll hit a U-turn, come right back. It's no big deal. So I go down to the exit past where I wanted to go. Now, speed limits along the feeders here in Houston. The speed limit says 45. I think in that area it might say 50. But 45 or 50. That's what it says. But everybody's rolling along at 65, 70. And here's my problem. I'm keeping up with traffic, trying not to be a hazard to myself mostly. And I get over into the U-turn lane. And I apply the brakes. And immediately, I know I'm screwed. I can tell that I'm on a thin layer of sand. Because the back tire starts fishtailing like crazy. The front tire is locked up, but there's no black marks coming out from and under it. And it's not trying to pitch me over the handlebars as it grabs for any kind of purchase. So I know I'm on sand. I know I'm screwed. There's no way I'm going to be able to bring this bike to a slow enough point that I am not going to hit that curb in front of me. The choice is to hang on, ride it out, hope for the best, and then pick up the pieces after I have this accident that I'm about to have, or jump off and smash into that curb without the bike taking the brunt of the incident. Well, I know I'm screwed either way. So I rode it out. And I do get the bike mostly turned, but it's still sliding. You know, object in motion tends to stay in motion. When it hit the curb, finally, it pitched over and had just enough force to break the pipes off. Howdy, Paul and B Gnome. Great to see you. Great to see both of you. So there I am, pulling a Paul, about to roll all over the pavement, having myself a wreck on the motorcycle. And I come off the bike good. I'm on a nice little cigarette roll. There's not a whole lot of a sidewalk median area before I'm going to be out in traffic, but I didn't go into traffic, so I know I had slowed down quite a bit. Now I'm going to tell you, going from 60 to probably I was only doing 20 at impact. Proof of that is because I didn't go off the little chunk of concrete that I landed on. And everybody wants to know, well, how fast were you going? I'm going to tell you, if you're on a motorcycle and you're sliding on sand, one, speedometer is going to read how fast the tires are moving. Two, you stop looking at dials and gauges and you start paying attention to every little thing that's coming because you want to know, should I jump? Should I go ahead and hope that my will and testament is found? There's a lot of things that go through your head when you go wrecking a motorcycle. But I come off the bike. As it hit the curb, I just kind of slung myself off the bike. And somewhere in my little roll, my kneecap hit a rock. Now, I wasn't sitting around looking for said rock. But the doctors told me what happened. They said, somewhere in your little roll, you hit a rock. And I'm like, well, how are you sure? They said, because basically, if I took an ice pick and set it on your knee at the worst possible location and then hit it with a hammer, I could not have placed what they call a radial fracture any worse location. Howdy Martin. By the way, I'm not sure if I should give you some Ray Charles or some of a different band. Of course, Ray Charles would have been Georgia. Well, because you know. And that different band would have been playing a song that pretty much everybody knows, titled something about Alabama. I think it was Sweet Home Alabama. Probably not so sweet right now. Now, for anybody who's looking up radial fracture, basically go look up a spider web, because that's what a radial fracture is. It comes out like a spider web would from a central point. About a week later, the swelling had gone down enough that they could actually operate. I got to lay around in bed for a week with a shattered kneecap. Oh boy. Then they operated. Two choices on the operation. I could go for a full knee replacement, which they said will last 15 to 20 years tops. Or we could go with a full patella reconstruction, where they basically run a bunch of wires through it and then yank it all tight and then tie it all off, and it'll hurt, but it'll last 20 to 30 years. Well, I was only in my 30s, and I said, fuck it, I can handle the pain. Let's go with the one that lasts 30 years so I don't have to do this shit twice. So what they did for the surgery was an ACL, MCL, and a patella reconstruction. Completely ended any chance of me ever being comfortable walking, running, jogging, climbing anything, using a ladder, stairs. Just standing still kind of hurts. But needless to say, oh yeah. Big, strong NFL career that I never, ever could have had. Actually, I probably could have had I had not been who I was back in high school. I would have had to have understand working as a team, and I really wasn't good at that. Martin, I like the Boyd. Leave the Boyd alone. Give the Boyd a shot and a couple of cigars, and we'll get along just fine. JB, I probably should have opted for the peg leg. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to give y'all a funny crow story. JB, that's there's actually proof that your knee can hurt. It's called phantom pain. But I think that's all psychological. Howdy, Boris, aka Ilta. All right, funny crow story. In my family, anytime anybody goes into the hospital for any reason, the nearest member of the family, if they can get there in time, will bring a crow or a raven or a buzzard or a pterodactyl. Anyways, it's got to be a stuffed toy of some sort that you can clip to the bed. So that when whoever it is wakes up, that one of the first things they see is, of course, a stuffed flying object that is looking at them like, go ahead and die, I'm ready for a meal. Now, this started quite some time ago. And it's been an ongoing family joke. We've had several of our stuffed buzzards or whatever that have been pitched by the doctors that have not thought it to be funny. With mine, my dad, of course, propped it up there. He just happened to be the closest person. And while I tell you, I didn't have the greatest of parents growing up, when I got to be the point where my dad had no control over me anymore, our relationship got a lot better. And I understand why our relationship was very bad. There's a whole lot of issues there that happened. And I think my dad probably should have been incarcerated when I was a kid, or at least dropped off in a mental institution. I think he got over it after he started being a grandparent. But my doctor, when my knee was done, he thought it was hilarious. The next person that went into the hospital, though, was one of my aunts. And the family ran up to Dallas to go do it. And the doctor pitched one of the buzzards. We called him Walter. No particular reason. That was just the bird's name, Walter. I think Walter, the original Walter, of course, was a buzzard. And first appearance was in my senior year of high school. I woke up, went to school, came home from school. Oh, parents. Cool. Next day, I woke up, went to school, came home from school. Still no parents. I'm like, all right, what the hell's going on? Third day, Woke up, went to school, came home. My dad's laying on the couch. He had had a appendicitis attack. And it obviously got really bad because they kept him in the hospital for observation for a couple of days afterwards. With him came Walter and my aunt and my grandmother, because they had had enough time that they could come down from Dallas to make sure that my dad was okay. This is my dad was littlest, the youngest, so anyways, I was just thinking, hey, with Martin having all of these health issues lately, now he busts up, brings out a crow. I was like, oh my God. I wasn't going to tell that story. Robert, don't worry about it. There is no late to tailgate. If you get in early enough to say howdy, you've got plenty of time. By the way, howdy, Robert. Great to see you, sir. Just remember, nobody's ever late to tailgate. No such thing. But the one exception to that, me. I was late. And I apologize about that. I was late. Now, of course, this is tailgating for the Nashville Mafia. So if anybody can keep at least partial eye on that, good, Martin. I don't want you to slow down. Pipes and Pours. Howdy, Brian. Great to see you, sir. How's Chicago treating you? Since I've been hanging with Pipes and Pours for a couple of weeks now. And Smoking Fireman, howdy, sir. Great to see you, sir. Smoking Fireman is talking about doing some live streaming on Friday. And only thing I'll tell you is that when you get ready to start doing live streaming on Friday, if you're not wanting to run at the same time as Glum Chum, then start before Glum Chum. Now, I'm going to start at 3 o'clock Central Time. But I'll tell you right now, that doesn't mean anything. If you want to start at 3 o'clock Central Time, I will adjust mine to fit with you. But I've been starting at 3 o'clock Central Time for a little over a year now. Now, here's really what you do. You jump on mine, you say, hey, I'm about to go live, and I send everybody that's hanging out with me to your channel. And you said you can't do it all the time, so you don't really want to make it a every week thing. Ooh, damn. God, is that a... Okay, there's a rock something or other that's about 2 hours south of Chicago. But I'm guessing you're not quite that far south. And I say rock something or other because I'm trying to remember the name of the town, and I just don't, for whatever reason. Oh, okay, Champaign. Okay. Rockford, yes. I know there's a Hooters in Rockford, Illinois. There's also a little bitty racetrack in Rockford, Illinois. And a very small postal distribution center. Tell you what, Rockford was fun. Yeah, Rockford was really fun. Home of John's Pipe Shop. If I get back up that direction for any reason, I will definitely check that out. I definitely love going into brick and mortars. Though I'm going to tell you, sometimes I get real leery about walking into brick and mortars because having worked in one, not necessarily a pipe specific one, but I mean, we definitely dealt with cigars. But sometimes my knowledge goes so far beyond what the knowledge of whoever's working their register is that I'm just like, oh God, this is horrible. What? Boris is above freezing? Is that even possible? I know it's not right, but I guess it's possible. That's gonna give me nightmares later tonight, Boris. Boris is going to have a tan. He's going to have to wash the shorts and the wife beater. Damn. Robert, you don't live in the snow belt. How are you going to take that kind of snow? Look, right there. See? Martin agrees with me. Speedos and a wife beater. There you go. 33 degrees in January in Finland. Hell. 2 more degrees and they're going to have beach weather. One thing I am going to tell y'all. Stumbo told me I got a tailgate for him. So y'all be prepared because next Wednesday we're going to have a tailgate. Sorry. Next Tuesday we're going to have a tailgate. Days are running together in my head. Must be COVID. That's the only problem I've been having with COVID. Every day is just another day that ends in Y. It stopped being Monday or Tuesday, or it's just been a day. Oh, there it is. That's the sound or the notification I've been looking for. All right, Nashville Mafia is live. Ladies, gentlemen, no, Martin. Ain't no Rona around here. That shit's scared of me. Ain't coming over here. It knows it's going to hit me. I'm going to hit back. And I hit harder than it do. Just saying. And Boris, I love the way that you play along every time. That's awesome. All right, gentlemen, y'all take care. Do remember one simple thing. What do you mean, show you how people really are? I've always been this way, Martin. What you're seeing, though, is toned down quite a bit since 10 years ago. Anyways.
No Mikey?
Nope, no Mikey. Anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Nashville Mafia is starting now. So let's all get over there and support their show. Remember, on your way in, to tap that like button. That way we don't have to listen to Paul tell us that he'll break kneecaps if they don't tap the like button. Anyways, remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can with that. We're doing such a good job of it. Just keep doing. And as per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care. And no, the skillet did not arrive. I think she still likes me somewhat.
Not a chance.
Okay, well, I lied. She doesn't like me at all anymore. Anyways, y'all take care. I will see you soon right there at Nashville Mafia. Bye for now.